Hey everyone, welcome to the Laser channel. My name is Greg and this video is going to be all about the BlueDream Design by Russ. This is a CO2 laser machine that is carried by Cloudray. Stay tuned as I go through all the details and unique features that make this machine very special and sets itself apart from all the other machines on the market today. Welcome back. Thanks for joining me again on the Laser channel. I'm pretty excited about this Cloudray CO2 laser machine. I had been on the market for quite a while to check them out, and this one really caught my eye. The first thing that I kind of noticed is it cost a little bit more, but when I added up all the accessories that I need to have a CO2 laser machine operating at its optimum performance, I found that this actually costs significantly less than a lot of other brands on the market. We're going to touch base on that in just a little bit. This features a Cloudray brand laser tube that's in the back here, and this is a full 70 watts. The work area of the machine, the actual engraving area, is 12 inches deep by 20 inches wide. Now, the work material that you can fit in there is actually going to be 18 inches deep by 25 inches wide. So that's room for quite a few different projects. Continuing on, some of the other really nice features on this machine are the Ruida controller that is, of course, Lightburn compatible. I run everything in this shop off of Lightburn software. It just makes my life so much easier just to learn one software package. The control panel also has an amp meter on the front, which is great for monitoring the output current to the laser tube. There's also two cables included with the machine for connecting up to a computer. This first cable is a USB cable, and this is the primary method that I've been using to connect up to this BlueDream CO2 laser machine. The other cable that is included is this blue Ethernet cable. This also includes an exhaust fan and about 25 feet of tubing to go with that exhaust fan. Now, this isn't the small 4-inch exhaust tubing. This is going to be the tubing that you see off to the side here, and that is about 6 inches in diameter, so it's able to very efficiently flow a lot of air, which means any smoke and fumes generated in the work area are very quickly and effectively evacuated outside of the work area. Looping back to the exhaust fan that comes with this machine, it flows several hundred cubic feet of air per minute. Now, compared to other machines on the market, they have a larger version of this computer box fan, and these move some air, but it's not really sufficient to actually remove the smoke and the fumes from the work area of the machine. So this machine includes a proper exhaust fan that flows the correct amount of air to move all of that exhaust out of the area. And with the several weeks that I've been running this machine, there's nothing with this machine that I had to upgrade or replace to get the performance that I needed out of it. Everything included with this machine, I've been using it stock because there's no reason to need to replace any of those parts. Now, the CO2 laser tube that Cloudray carries, they're very high quality, and in fact, there's a lot of people that have off-brand non-Cloudray CO2 laser machines. When they need a new power supply or CO2 laser tube, they will actually purchase that from Cloudray. The quality and performance is really that good. Let's take a closer look. This area of the machine, it houses my favorite feature, I think, on this entire machine. And that's because this little device here is a common red dot laser pointer. It's all the way back here, and it essentially will follow on top of the main laser beam. It follows all the mirrors all the way through the machine down to the work area. That way, I always know exactly where the laser beam is going to start on a work material, and when I need to align or adjust any of the mirrors, I have an active red dot always showing me where the mirror should be adjusted to. While we're on the back of the machine, when I pan down just a little bit here, we're going to see an air line running into the machine. And that's going to be right here. And then I've got water lines here. They're clearly labeled as water into and water out. And then here's the water signal. We're going to take a look at the water chiller, but this is the alarm cable from the water chiller. So if anything happens to the water chiller, it will alarm this machine and it will turn off the laser, protecting it from going over temperature. Located underneath these water lines and cables is the exhaust port of the machine. We'll take a quick measurement and see that that really is a full 6-inch diameter. And again, this doesn't have one of the cheesy computer fans in there trying to exhaust air out. These just really don't work with the laser machine. And that's why this kit comes with a legit full-size exhaust fan. Behind this panel is some of the electronics. Here's the controller board, and this talks between the controller board on the front of the machine and the drives down here. This drive here is for the workbed to raise and lower it. That is button operated on the front of the machine and can also be controlled in the Lightburn software. Here's the X-axis motor driver, and here is the Y-axis motor drive. On the far right over here is a solenoid for turning on and off the air assist. On this far left-hand side, when we open this door, this allows access mainly to all the outlets on just the other side. We'll be taking a look at that next. Here's the outlets on the Cloudray machine. These are high quality, very durable outlets. I've had absolutely zero issues. Right now, I've got the extraction fan disconnected so I can show you what that outlet looks like. The compressor outlet looks the same way. These have a different look to them because these are switched. The machine will control these outputs. The two outlets on the bottom are supplying power going into the machine. Here's the air compressor that is included with the machine. We're now coming up on this side panel. I've already unlocked this panel using the special key that comes with the machine, and this one folds down, and this reveals two power supplies that run the controls of the machine, and next to that is the large black power supply for the CO2 laser tube. Also located is the motor for the Z-axis, which raises and lowers the workbed. Directly next to this access panel is our PC link. This is the USB port on the top. Directly below that is the USB card reader. I've got that. I just keep that plugged into the machine. Below that is the Ethernet port. And again, all of these switches clearly describe what function they control. Like this toggle switch, this is the air assist. If you'd like to just always leave the air assist running, you can turn that on and it will stay on until you push it back this way. Otherwise, the air assist is automatically controlled depending on what you have selected in Lightburn software. Continuing down, we have the machine main power. This switch lights up when you first power it on. We also have the laser power on. That'll power up this main power supply and allow the laser machine to actually fire. Below that is the air assist. When you turn this on, it will allow the air assist pump to go along with the exhaust fan. And at the very bottom here is the gantry LED light. And we're going to take a look at that in just a few minutes. Panning up from the switches we just took a look at, here is the Ruida controller. Now the cool thing about this, of course, it is Lightburn compatible. This large display shows a lot of information without throwing too much at you. There's also a nice keypad here for manually moving the laser head around within the work area. There's even two buttons here, and these are the two buttons that I use to either raise or lower the workbed. Just above that is an amp meter for the power going out to the CO2 laser tube. And next to that is an emergency stop button. If something looks really bad, I know I can hit that and all motion and all laser action will stop on the machine. Before I power on the machine and we take a look at the workbed area, I want to draw our attention to the S&A CW5200 water chiller. This is an active water chiller that has a refrigerator unit inside of it to actively chill the water down to a safe operating temperature. I read the manual on this, and this is actually a pretty cool unit. Not only does this measure and maintain the water temperature, it measures the air temperature, the air humidity, and it will then calculate what the dew point is, and it will keep the water temperature as cool as it can in that safe laser zone without running the risk of getting condensation on either the water lines or, even worse yet, the laser tube. Condensation on the laser tube is a terrible thing. Here's a couple of neat things to take a look at on the back of the chiller unit. Off to the far left, I've got this nice water gauge. I've got mine set here just into the full zone. Moving over, I've got two water lines for the inlet and outlet, of course. Next to that is this output cable. This cable connects up to the main laser machine, and this allows the chiller to tell the laser machine if the chiller runs into any issues, that the laser machine should turn off the power to the laser tube so it doesn't run any risk of damaging the laser tube. Next to that is the main power cable that plugs in. I have mine removed so that I can show you the QR codes, and the very short one-page manual that comes with the chiller tells you to scan this QR code, and this will bring up the manual for this very specific chiller unit. There's a lot of different variations of it, and it's important that you're looking at the correct one, and this is a perfect way to ensure that you're reading the correct manual. This is how I found out all the features on this chiller unit, including that dew point that automatically controls the temperature to make sure that I don't get any condensation on these water lines, and most of all on the CO2 laser tube. I've got power on the laser machine. I've got the LED light strip on, and it does an awesome job illuminating this work area. This work area again is 12 inches by 20 inches. However, the maximum work material is 25 inches by 18 inches. This honeycomb goes a full 15 inches by 23 inches. Now that's the actual honeycomb portion, not including the metal frame. I really like that because my work material, the engraving area, can always be over honeycomb. Using the manual index on the controller here, I can move the laser head around. It's very quick and easy to position the laser head in the correct spot. We'll also see that I've got this mirror positioned over by the side access window. So they've got a nice window on the side for doing any maintenance on the back side here. We'll also see that there's some nice cat track here for keeping all of the cables and this air line neatly in place. To keep the laser head running fast and precise, there's a precision linear rail located to both sides of the machine, and the laser head has also got its very own linear rail. Quick tip for you, if you want to remove any of the staining on your honeycomb or any of your work materials, the fastest, quickest, easiest way, and also the cheapest, is to use LA's Totally Awesome. I can find this at just about any Dollar Tree, and it just melts off this residue, a quick spray with water and dry, and this looks brand new. This is a pretty cool, very capable machine. It's a welcome addition into the shop, and I'm really looking forward to sharing some upcoming projects using this machine. There's two materials that I'm really excited to show you running on this machine. The first one is acrylic. A CO2 laser can engrave and cut any color acrylic, and it can go through some pretty thick stuff, so look for that content coming up in the future. The second material is glass. In this shop, I engrave a lot of pint glasses and wine glasses, And the super cool thing about a CO2 laser is it can engrave directly onto the glass without any need of a masking agent like spray paint or tempera paint. This was a lot of fun showing you just some of the many features found on this Cloudray CO2 laser machine. Join me in, again, those future videos where we'll be working with some acrylics and some glass. If you like this video, please consider giving it a like, subscribing to that channel, or ringing that notification bell. Doing any number of those things really helps the channel out, and it's a great way to connect content like this with great viewers like you. Until next time, learn, create, and share.